Welcome to the Work Integrated Learning module. We'll start by talking about WIL and how it has been described in tertiary education. We'll also talk about the importance of work integrated learning for making students ready for their working lives by looking at the experiences of students in WIL. We hope by the end of this module that you develop an understanding of WIL and how best you can create opportunities to incorporate WIL into your own program. We'll also look at the ways in which you can start incorporating some learning activities relevant to WIL into your own papers. Can we really make our students ready for the workplace while at the university? Let's find out. Many researchers have described and defined WIL based on their own research contexts and teaching. We think these definitions cover many aspects involved in WIL. The main idea in WIL is to provide students with learning opportunities directly relevant to the workplace. This means moving beyond the theoretical and conceptual knowledge gained from papers during their degree. The WIL curriculum focuses on how students could be best ready to apply the disciplinary content, knowledge and skills to a working environment by the time they graduate. Now let's listen to Dr. Karsten Zegwaart from the University of Waikato talking about the importance of WIL in students' preparation for the workforce.
Classroom type learning that shifted into a workplace type setting, but that flow didn't occur the other way. And that lack of integration was a significant shortcoming in some of the earlier forms, and still some established forms today as well. An integrated form, you would actually see a good comprehensive preparation program for students before they go into the workplace. So they've got to learn things about how to be a reflective learner, how to prepare themselves and sell themselves into a workplace type setting, professional behaviour, all of those things that we don't necessarily teach particularly often at the university, but are very important in a workplace setting.
The benefits of WIL are huge for students, for the industry, and also for educational institutions. If successful, those students who have taken a WIL program will develop the skill sets and competencies needed to feel ready for the workforce. There are also many benefits for employers in the industries. Tertiary institutions are benefited by creating industry engagement and offering their students a unique learning opportunity. The university's role in society is critical, and assuring students' employability is the ultimate goal of any institution. The WIL program is still emerging in many tertiary institutions across the world. Students may wonder how WIL will truly make them ready for future work. Many universities across the globe have implemented work-integrated learning in various forms in their curricula. Popular forms of WIL include supervised work placements, practical placements, and internships. These are usually offered as a separate paper towards the end of a degree or in the semester just before students graduate. Other forms, as you can see in the typology of WIL activities, vary and are also emerging, which highlights the fluidity of activities associated to WIL as well as the types of WIL. In some programs, the internship paper is preceded by a preparatory course which aims to enhance student learning and to ensure the development of important work competencies and dispositions to be prepared for the internship. There are also a variety of learning activities and assessments that occur within a course, which have work-based, industry-based and practice-based elements, such as taking students on relevant field trips, or bringing industry speakers to conduct workshops with students, or talk about their experiences of the types of projects that take place in the industry, or even to share insights about a particular industry-related topic in the broader field, or disciplines where students might be able to imagine to find work. Overall, Will can be seen to occur within the university, the community, and in the workplace. There seem to be several ways to integrate will into the curriculum. Let's listen to Stephen talking about the ways his students were hugely benefited from working with a Hong Kong-based toy company, Zuru, set up by a Kiwi entrepreneur.
What we did in a semester this year involved 180 students, teams of 4 or 5, and the top 4 teams completed for $2,500, which has been sponsored by PwC because they're keen on this sort of stuff. Zuru was our case for that. If you know about Zuru, they're approaching $1 billion in sales. Kids from Waikato who went to China and said, let's make some toys, and then they just did it, really. A really cool Waikato story that we can tell, and then we can sit there and go, okay, so what do you do next? And so all the teams came up with strategies moving forward, totally engaged in it. They talked to Nick, who's there, one of the siblings, co-CEO, Nick Mowbray, about what was going on. They got to ask questions of him, go further in terms of detail. As Carsten was talking about before, that's where it's on campus. They're not going to Hong Kong to do this.
Nancy Johnston writes about 3 distinctive curricula for delivering will. One is the Will Preparatory Curriculum, which intends to prepare students for the workplace experience and support them through the transitions between university and work. Second, the classroom-based academic curricula are delivered through the courses required for the discipline or program of the study. These include both on-campus and off-campus activities. And the third is the work-based emergent curriculum, which is for individual students to closely experience various aspects and challenges of the work environment. In this module, we do not aim to describe and discuss how each of these curricula is reviewed or designed and delivered, but rather to use this platform, as you can see so far, to bring to the front the thoughts that should take place when integrating will into the curriculum. We should bear in mind that it is of paramount importance to first identify and decide which of the 3 will curricula we're trying to offer in any program. We should think of the larger institutional goals and program goals, who are the key stakeholders, and what the content of the will could be in 3 different curricula. That is, the preparatory-based, classroom-based, and workplace-based forms. Who drives the content? How to assess or evaluate the student learning associated with will? Whose needs should drive the curriculum? The employer, educational institution, or student? The areas of skills, competencies, and dispositions that populate the broad domain of will as cooperative education are varied, from the resume development and CV writing, interview skills, reflection activities, working within a team, leadership skills, personally relevant experiences, and the like. Research shows will has its own challenges for both educational institutions and industry. One ongoing issue has been when the well placement or internship work is paid or unpaid, and in either case, how it would affect students' learning goals, and how that would lay out in the assessment of the internship learning experience. Another issue is the clarity about the level of involvement of the lecturer, who often checks on the work placement supervisor to make sure the students are completing the work and maintaining professionalism in the workplace. Economic implications such as the labour market will determine how many internships can be offered to students. A small labour market will be less inclined to do so because they may not have the budget to offer internships to students. And finally, students must be aware that will not necessarily get them a job straight out of university. We hope this module could help you consider opportunities to increase will where it is not currently in operation within your program, and to encourage you to design and develop opportunities to incorporate relevant activities to will in the existing papers.